What's going on, everybody? My name is CJ, aka Xynth, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you all a new plugin that I have been excited to use and I am excited to share with you all. So first off, I want to start by saying that this plugin is a bit of a mix between auto-tune and a vocoder. It can take sounds that are out of key, out of tune, and can morph them into something magical. This plugin is called Chroma by Xynth Audio. Chroma has been dubbed by them as a harmonic sweetener and is an alternative to the well-known pitch map plugin that numerous electronic artists such as Virtual Riot and AU5 use. So what does this plugin do? It takes your incoming frequencies and shifts them up or down into whatever key, note, or scale you set within the plugin. Now, although pitch map has a lot more options and abilities than Chroma, it's also 3 times the current price, so we'll take what we can get, right? Let me show you the first couple of clips I saw the Chroma plugin in. These are posted by 2 of the people that worked on the plugin. Although these types of plugins are more commonly used in a lot more of the electronic styles and genres, I want to show you how you can either use this plugin to fix issues, enhance your sounds, and come up with super cool creative ideas that you might not have been able to without it. I'm going to show you 3 examples first on existing beats that I've already made, and then we're going to make a beat using Chroma. So first up is a beat I made last year called Dystopia. A lot of people kind of trashed this beat and said it was garbage, but I wanted it to be intentionally kind of dissonant and kind of make you feel like you're on something. So here's a listen to the original beat real quickly. Okay, so I personally thought that was pretty hard. Of course, you know, it is, like I said, kind of dissonant and not very pop sounding, I'll put it that way, but I thought it was a really good beat. Really quickly, before I show you this, I'll give you a rundown of the plugin. So we've got the on and off here. We've got the settings, which lets you fine tune some shifting, pre and post. A wet gain knob, so if it's too hot after you apply it, you can pull it down here. Then we've got the color knob, which is basically the blend of how much of the effect you're getting. The key selector here, which allows you to just choose a key or scale. A MIDI input switch, which will allow you to use programmed MIDI to control what this is going to be shifting your frequencies with. We've also got the notes down here that you can manually click in on and off, and a 0 latency and high quality mode. And you can separate the frequency ranges for this and mute them or unmute them. And lastly, whenever I play some sound through here, the purple lines are going to be the dry frequencies and the blue are going to be the tune. So the more blue that there is, the more tuning that the plugin had to do. So unfortunately, this plugin only goes up to 4K, and I believe pitch map goes up to 8K maybe, I'm not sure, I've never used it. However, this is more than enough to really get you a good sound. So one way you could use this plugin is to make things kind of sound a little bit more sweeter and all together. So I've got all my melody sounds going to a melody track here, and I've got the plugin set to C# major. That's the key that I have labeled and should match the closest. So I'm just going to slowly turn this up and you will be able to hear how everything kind of comes together and becomes one sound. So as you can hear, if you put it on a melody bus, it really helps to pull everything together and make everything much more tighter and together. I messed around with putting it individually here, so if we turn it off on the bus, and I'm gonna put it on like for this noise sound. So for this noise sound specifically, it's very atonal and just sounds like noise. However, when we put it on there, you start to hear this chord shape and pitch to it. So I'm gonna take it off. I find it as a quick and easy way to get more of a melodic sound out of some of your existing sounds, and it gives you this really unique and creative sound to it that I would almost describe as angelic or something like that. So really quickly, let me show you all what this sounds like on drums. And without. That's really where it sounds similar to a vocoder, kind of that filtery sound you get out of it, where it is moving the frequencies up or down. So I really like how this sounds on this beat. Maybe I wouldn't have got so much hate if I had this back then. Okay, next up, beat number 2 is a beat I made called Mob. I made it my Key Glock sample video. So the one issue I had with this sound in particular is that it's multiple people being recorded at the same time. You know, you can't manually change the pitch of one voice or the other. And of course, all together on its own, it sounds fine. But whenever you start putting more melodic stuff behind it, that's when we start to have issues of, oh, it's not in key or it's out of tune. And on this one, as you can see, I ended up trying to pitch it up 25 cents just to get it a little bit more closer to the pitch of the 808 and everything else. So I'll go ahead and play this without, and then I will just slowly turn the color knob up as it plays. So everything sounds pretty good until we get to this little section here in this sample. So if we end up tuning that section to the same key as everything else, it kind of sounds like you're forcing it, and it's very noticeable. But other than that, throughout the rest of the sample, you really can't tell. So you might run into some issues like that where it is a completely different key or note than what your existing material is. In that particular situation, I would manually input MIDI to this and put this exact chord and then have the chord change on where that section is, where it starts to sound like it's getting forced to be in the same pitch and key. So just to play around with this a little bit, I'm just going to click through some stuff so you can hear how it completely changes. So I think it's really cool to be used in this context, and it allows you to put it on sounds that are not tuned or not really tonal and let you have more of a melodic sound in key and in pitch with it. So lastly, I want to show you this beat I made back in February called Choices. I messed around with putting this on the guitars and it sounds alright, but I really like how it sounds on this flute and synth sound that I like having come in on the B section of the beat. So lastly, I want to play just the drums in 808 here, and I want you to hear how it sounds on an 808. It's kind of funny. That's obviously too much right there, but if you've got an 808 that doesn't sound like it's completely in pitch, this could be a cool way to kind of tighten everything up and get it tuned up. So I started making a beat using Chroma the other day, and I didn't finish the video, so I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, so now that we've looked into this plugin and I've gave you some examples, let's use it to make a beat. So if I remember correctly, there's some cymatics, kind of atonal melody loops that they have, just kind of sounds that kind of drone on. And this plugin would be perfect to use in that situation because it can let you, make sure everything's in key and sounding the way you want it to. So let me see if I can find those real quick. Okay, I really like this one right here. It's called Tonal Ambience 25 out of the Effects Essentials pack. Here is what it sounds like. So just kind of the same droning note or chord with some kind of different background effects type stuff within it. So if we want to hear what it sounds like right now, it's only tuning a couple sounds. Now if we max the knob out here, let's see how that sounds. It starts to kind of get very resonancy. So I really enjoyed how this beat came together, and Chroma played a huge part in that. So let's go ahead and listen to the full beat.
Xynth on the beat.
Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It'll help me out a whole lot. If you have any ideas for some other stuff I should try doing with this plugin, let me know down below in the comments. I'm open to all suggestions. I don't really have anything else in mind right now to specifically do related to this plugin, but if you have any cool ideas or if there's any big developments within the plugin, I will definitely make some more follow-up content. If you're interested in learning beat making or mixing and mastering with me one-on-one, please be sure to go down to the description below and check out all the links down there pertaining to that. Also, feel free to check out my Discord server and go follow me on Instagram. Thank you all for watching. My name is CJ, aka Xynth. Have a good whatever time of day you're watching this, and God bless.